Hi, good afternoon. This is Mark Kotch, again founder of Our Plan for Life, and I'm joined by
Michael Krueger.
Mike is an attorney. He specializes in business startups and bankruptcy.
That's correct.
He's also a very good friend of the site, and he works with a lot of my clients, making sure that they're doing the right things as they prepare to move forward in life. So, Mike, what would you say is the best advice you can have for a couple that is getting ready to join their finances? I often hear, well, maybe we shouldn't get married, and that might be an excuse, that, well, I don't want to take on their debt.
Right. Well, that's a big issue because California is a community property state, which means that the community debt and community property will be shared between the husband and the wife or the spouses. Debt, it can be an issue, but it can also be beneficial. Some debt can carry over. It can be a tax write-off, especially if one spouse owns a business. But I'd say the biggest, you're asking what is the biggest concern?
Yes.
The biggest concern would be avoiding the issue of talking about debt. You need to make sure everything's out in the open, saying this is what my debt is. I have this credit card here, I have this credit card here. I had a business at one time and now the business isn't doing very well and we need to wind it up, or there's outstanding debt.
Okay, so, and you would be more than willing to sit with these couples and work with them and kind of figure out where they're at to give them a bigger picture.
Right.
Okay.
Most of my business is either working with a startup business that is beginning to do very well, or it's a startup business that's not doing so well and we need to wind it up. And I also work with the individuals involved with those as well.
Okay, all right, okay. So as couples are moving forward, what is the biggest mistake that they could make, that they should absolutely avoid, other than not communicating?
The biggest mistake a couple should avoid from financial standpoints would be, again, assuming that we're not talking about avoiding the situation of having that conversation, the biggest thing would be borrowing more than what you can afford. A lot of people say, oh, we're starting fresh as a husband and wife, right. Let's take out a credit card so we can pay for that honeymoon. There's no guarantees right now with the economy the way it is that you can actually pay back that debt. So you need to put it together a very good budget. So the biggest problem that you can avoid would be not having a budget. So starting a family is just like starting a business. You start with a budget.
Okay, so time, sex, and money continue to be the three main things, and that's what we've been concentrating a lot on the site, Our Plan for Life. So thank you for joining us today, Mike, and please check out the rest of the site because you've heard the same thing from our life coach, Lisa, our mortgage person, Debbie. You know, you got to plan, you got to know what you're doing. So thank you very much for checking us out today, and thank you again, Mike.
Thank you.